I joined the Fatah movement, basically, because Arafat was my hero.
He was drawn to the Palestinian leader shortly after Israel's victory in the Six-Day War in 1967.
I used to sit right across from him and just stare at him and just mesmerize him. I mean, he was such a charismatic character.
Sada believed the Jews had stolen Palestinian land. He was determined to help push Israel into the sea.
Our training was specialized, basically, in intense marine type fighting skills. We used to call ourselves guerrilla fighters, commando fighters.
He became a sniper, picking off Israeli soldiers. His nickname was Butcher.
My job was to knock off whoever commanders of units.
In addition to bloody battles against Israel, Sada also attempted to assassinate the Crown Prince of Jordan. But his most prestigious job was as a personal driver for Arafat.
Everybody knows that I'm a fierce driver. So when it came a time and need for Arafat to be transported from one area of Jordan to the other, they called me to do that.
Tass eventually moved to the U.S. to attend school. By that point, he'd given up on violent jihad, but he still hated Jews. He became a successful restaurant manager, married an American woman, and had 2 children. But he was miserable, living a fast lifestyle of women and booze until a friend told him about Jesus Christ.
He put the Bible in the middle between the two of us, and I just got scared and I jumped away from the Bible. He said, "Why did you jump like that?" I said, "I cannot touch that." He said, "Why? It's just a piece of paper." I said, "No, it's got the name of God and the Word of God in it." He said, "So you believe this is the Word of God?" I said, "Yes." Why did I say yes? When we as Muslims don't really believe that Bible is valid as the Word of God.
He says he momentarily lost consciousness at that point.
The next I know, I'm on my knees, and my hands lifted up, inviting Jesus.
Then his friend threw him for another loop.
He said, "Tass, to have the peace that I have, you must love a Jew." I literally froze. Turned around looking at Charlie. Charlie knew how much I hated Jews.
But Sada got past that lifelong hatred and began to look at Israel in a new light. His book, Once an Arafat Man, recounts his transformation.
I don't believe in the two-state solution. I don't believe in that. Because I believe that land belongs to the Jews. It doesn't belong to us. But on the other hand, I believe that we have the right to live in that land.
Today, Sada spends much of his time in the West Bank and Gaza, helping provide modern necessities to Palestinians through his charitable organization, Seeds of Hope. He says Muslims in the Middle East are turning to Christ in record numbers.
Millions of Muslims around the earth, especially the Arabs in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in all these 12 nations of Ishmael that God have promised that they will have. All of these nations, there is so much conversion in that land.
That's why Sada is confident that peace will one day come to the region, the kind of peace that politicians can never bring. Eric Stakelbeck, CBN News.